a very basic game. I will teach you what my coach, Jimmy Football Fields, we call him football, we just mess with him. What Jimmy Fields and Coach Willie Green taught us. You run to score, you throw to score, you run to win. It is not a throwing league, it is a completion league. Because you can throw the ball all you want. If it hit the dirt, it don't make a difference. You throw to score, you run to win. Philadelphia exercised those tenets this week. They ran the ball successfully while Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons threw the ball to score, and they did not score at all. I repeat, they barely scored. Now we can look at the box score, and the box score will tell you that. Yeah, they scored, they did okay, but when you are in the fourth quarter with the league in the National Football League game, you should win. Matt Ryan threw the ball. This is the difference in throwing, winning and losing. Matt Ryan, 43 balls thrown, 5 yards a throw. Why are you throwing the ball at an average of 5 yards per clip? Now, when you are looking at this, you got 251 yards passing. That's not a bad night, but that sucks when you threw the ball 43 times. 43 times. Your passer rating was 57.4. A perfect passer rating is 128. This sucks, people. He fumbled the ball once, and that's probably because he's throwing the ball too much. Now, when you look at this, you got one of the most talented running backs in the league. He's averaging 6 yards per carry, and you only give it to him 6 times. Tevin Coleman, you give it to him 9 times. You run with Julio once, and you run with Matt Ryan twice. I'm going to look up something, and we're going to look at quarterback hits: 2, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 times the quarterback was hit. You got they don't have hurries on here. I would like to see how many times they hurried him. Do you know what the problem with this is, people? The problem with this is this. And it's plain and simple, straight up and down. The best way, if your quarterback got hit 13 times, he probably got hurried a whole bunch more times. He fumbled one. If you got Haloti Nada and you got these dudes who's chasing down Matt Ryan like a pack of wild dogs, blowing up his ass. The damn Chris Long, 4 hurries. Hicks, he hit 4 hits of the quarterback. Jordan hit 2 hits of the quarterback. Fletcher Cox, 4 hits of the quarterback. Michael Bennett, 1 hit of the quarterback. Derek Barnett, 1 hit of the quarterback. And Destiny Vasallo, 1 hit of the quarterback. It's 13 times the quarterback got put on his ass. Whether he threw the ball or not, he got put on his ass. You know how you stop a pass rush like that? A screen. They wasn't throwing enough screens. Because if y'all running at me like that, I'm going to put the quarterback, tell him to take a full stake drop and drop it off to a tight end or drop it off to a running back. Then those guys have to slow down and be aware. They were not aware. You know how I know they weren't aware? Because the brother Julio Jones caught 10, 11 balls. He was targeted 19 times. He got, let me look at these numbers. Julio Jones, the box score Julio Jones. This dude was targeted a boatload of times. And because, he Julio Jones, so he should get targeted a boatload of times. Don't get me wrong. He got 10 receptions, 19 targets, 36 yards was his longest, 16 yards was his average. But the rest of these dudes, Tevin Coleman, one reception. Austin Hooper, 3 receptions. Muhammad Sanu, 4 receptions. Devontae Freeman, 3 receptions. People, this is not a good situation. You do not throw some damn screens. I'm telling you, the offensive coordinator is out of sorts. The Atlanta Falcons is going to be one of the biggest. If this continues, the Atlanta Falcons is going to be one of the biggest disappointments in football this year because they keep getting to the red zone and they don't have a clue on what to do in the red zone. It's a pitiful situation. The Falcons are going to be disappointment, and it's going to end up in somebody losing their damn job, whether it be the head coach because he's stuck with his stupid ass offensive coordinator, or the actual coach, or the offensive coordinator because this dude is confused. Or you can simply run the football. Devontae Freeman is one of the highest paid running backs in the league. For him to get 7 carries is insane. When you look at the other side of the coin, you see Jay Ajayi, 15 carries. Corey Clement, 5 carries. Nelson Aguilar, 1 carry. Darren Sproles, just coming off an injury where he was jacked up, 5 carries. And Nick Foles ran, he got sacked. But ain't nobody scared of Nick Foles. But the thing is, they are down their best receiver. They got people coming back off injuries, but they are still keeping it moving. They're throwing the ball all over the field. They got 5 guys attempted rush. Look, Zach Ertz, 5 catches, 10 targets. Nelson Aguilar, 10 targets, 8 catches. Darren Sproles, 7 targets, 4 catches. Nick Foles even caught a ball. DeAndre Carter, 1 target, caught a ball. Dallas Goedert, 1 catch, 3 targets. They are spreading this ball all over the field. You got a 27 rushing attempts, and you had a quarterback throw the ball. Nick Foles threw the ball. Where's the damn throw in? Nick Foles threw the ball 34 times. 34 passing attempts, 35 passing attempts with 27 rushing. It ain't perfectly balanced, but it's way closer to being balanced than 43 and 18 rushing attempts. You run to win, you throw to score. Again, Julio Jones 0 for 19 in the red zone because y'all throwing to him in double coverage. That's when you throw to somebody else and force them to defend everybody on the field. This dude was talking about you can't blame Matt Ryan because you don't know what the original play is. Guess what? I bet you Peyton Manning will never be in that situation. I bet you Tom Brady will never be in that situation. I bet you Drew Brees will never be in that situation. But anyway, we going to move forward, and I'm going to make my predictions for the week, man. I'm going to tell you what my predictions are and why you should pick these people. And I sure hope. I did somebody confidence pool for somebody this week. I hope I'm still picking the same people. I'm going for the upset special. The next game I'm going to pick is the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers in disarray, and it has nothing to do with Mike Tomlin. It has everything to do with them clowns in their locker room. With them being all mixed up, and I told y'all the Cleveland Browns are a team to watch this year. I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers getting their first loss, catching the bad one in Cleveland. The dog pound and be insane. The reason I'm picking them is this. Le'Veon Bell is on the sideline. He is not playing. When you don't have someone that's as dynamic a player as Le'Veon Bell, and y'all telling everybody all this stuff in the media, you will not win. You can't win without Le'Veon. Again, you run to win, you throw to score. I'm not knocking James Conner. He's not Le'Veon Bell. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that's been said and some of the stuff that's being said every day. When you talk about these players, it is like the dude on MASH used to say, it's horse hockey. It's some bullshit, man. You cannot find a Le'Veon Bell in every draft. I'm sick of people saying that. I'm going to talk about that a little later. But I got the Pittsburgh Steelers losing their road opener to the Cleveland Browns tomorrow. I know my big brother, I knew, is pissed off when he see me gonna steal on me, but I'm sorry, man. I'm down with Mike Tomlin for sure all day long. But due to extenuating circumstances, these people are gonna lose tomorrow, in my personal opinion. I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals over the Colts. The reason I'm going over the Colts is because the Cincinnati Bengals are built on defense, and they got one of the most talented rosters in the league. People, bust out people. If you have not made your fantasy draft picks, which I'm sure you have, Joe Mixon is finna act a fool tomorrow, y'all. The reason I think the Bengals gonna win is not only about talent. They got A.J. Green at the wide receiver. They got Joe Mixon, big-time running back. They got other running backs on their rosters that are solid. But Joe Mixon is about to be a bell cow. They're not gonna depend on the red rifle anymore. He's gonna be a game manager, and when you got a bell cow like Joe Mixon, you got big time defensive tackles, linebackers, and safeties on your team, you are going to be able to beat the Colts because the Colts don't run the ball well. Frank Reich will come up with a game plan and make Andrew Luck look like the old Andrew Luck, but they don't have a running game, and when you don't have a running game, you cannot beat a team like the Bengals. You got to hope they beat themselves. They were ravaged by injuries last year, so when you got a team that's beat down by injuries, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to come back that beat up, and they're coming back with a vengeance. I think the Cincinnati Bengals gonna win tomorrow and win convincingly. Then that moves us to the Tennessee Tuxedos and the Dolphins. The Dolphins low key have hit the reset button, people. They have low key hit the reset button. The Tennessee Titans are on the rise. They're gonna run the ball. They got a solid offensive line. They got one of the best tight ends in the league. They got a developing young quarterback, and they got defense, people. They have defense. Defense is the key to everything. When you have defense and you getting it in, the Tennessee Titans are gonna be a team that nobody wants. That nobody has said it, but Ryan Tannehill is not a very good quarterback. They don't have a whole lot of talent on that football team. The Tennessee Titans are a team on the rise. They may not be rising and bubbling this year, but the Tennessee Titans will win this game on the road in Miami. Everybody's struggling with heat at this point, and that's it. Now, this is a game that nobody's really paying attention to. The Minnesota Vikings and the San Francisco 49ers. Now, it usually takes the league about 4 to 6 games to get the book on you. Jimmy G got a couple games in New England, and he had 5 victories in San Francisco last year with the 49ers. Not necessarily in San Francisco, but with the 49ers. Now, when you're looking at this team, this is a team that's on the rise. Kyle Shanahan, or Mike Shanahan Jr., is doing this thing. He got Jimmy G playing like a big-time football player. Now, the Minnesota Vikings are at home. They're in that loud-ass dome. Jimmy G is with a bunch of guys that he's going to have to carry. He's going to have to stand up, in which I do believe he does have what it takes, that oomph, to put them over the top. But they will not get over the top because Coach Zimmerman with the Minnesota Vikings is a very good coach. He is a very good coach. And I'm expecting Jimmy G to put up decent numbers, but the Minnesota Vikings will win this game simply because they're the Minnesota Vikings. They have a stout defense. They have insane offense. They have big-time receivers. They have Dalvin Cook, about to be comeback player of the year. They got Latavius Murray from the Raiders, who kicked ass last year. The offensive line isn't where it should be, and Kirk Cousins is a low-key scrub, but because the 49ers are such a young team, but they do have an offensive coordinator, an offensive-minded head coach who probably is doubling for their play caller. This puts them in a situation where they will be able to compete, but I don't anticipate them doing a whole lot. But I will tell you, keep an eye on the San Francisco 49ers. They are not going to be a cakewalk. They're not going to be a pushover. They're not going to be any of that. And with that being said, I'm picking the Minnesota Vikings. Be back shortly for my next 4 picks, and we're going to get it cracking.
Looking like a beautiful day. Put on a classic tape and a cassette deck and press play. Let my mind at ease. Better than look outside the window, leaves falling down, turning brown, hit the ground. Season change. Time to rearrange my thoughts so I can stimulate the brain. Gotta maintain. That's how we get down. They crown us kings, protecting the queen. In this match of wits with the black kiss, I give them bits in this immaculate, beautiful movement. Known for crafting classics. Yo, that's it. Got the speaker box blasting. My love is below. Take these cats to the underground and show them a show. We like chilling with the crowd. Get live to this. Pump it up loud, y'all. We can ride to this. Let my fans have dog, no denying this. SFP in the place to be, and that's it. Get live like this day. Get live like this day. Get live like this day. Get live like this now. Down to this say. By the sound of this say.
Brother stuck up in the matrix, dealing with hatred on another level, gotta make it. Pastor was telling me, give it to God, no need to face it. Maybe it's like the pressure got me going crazy. Never. So all my people's gotta stick together. Do that. We stepping up on the scene just like you knew that. For sure. We live by doing, he gon' let it flow. That's right. It's been a long time coming, 100+ miles and 180. Giving the facts, but they still making assumptions. I was wondering, can I clear up all the rain and all the thundering? Turn the speakers up and feel the music pondering. That I love showing flow throughout the continent. Amongst the prince of thieves and leaves with our common sense.